Okay, so now we can get into decorating our album. So I've not done too much in the way of cutting and planning. I've planned a few pages, but really what we need to do is get our bases down before we can then really start to think about what we want to put onto each page. So I did decide to change up my kit that I was going to use, just because, yeah, I didn't really feel like I had tons to kind of work with that other kit. So, and since it is summer, even though here in the UK the weather is just absolutely rubbish, we've gone with this Summer Shores by the Paper Tree. So I've got this decorative papers, I've got the die cut collection, and the other one is the Essential Card Collection. So I've got lots of cards. I've already chopped into a bit of this to do our backgrounds, but we've still got all of this, which has got some patterns and solids in there as well. A4. So the decorative papers are 160 GSM, the Essential Card Collection is 200. So we've got those that I've started kind of chopping into. So yeah, we just kind of want to get our basic layers down to begin with. So I can show you what I have picked out. So we've got this colour for the front. So we're going to do a little bit of matte layering for the front, but not so much for the inside of the card. And then this one is going to be my spine. So I picked out these two papers. I thought that would work really nicely. I have done like a wraparound spine for previous albums, but I just thought that would look quite nice. I'm still going to do some other kind of decorative pieces on here as well, but I thought it would give a nice area then to pop, you know, maybe like a destination, like wherever the photos are from. I thought that would work quite nicely. So let's just go ahead. Let's bring in our glue holder. So I am going to use liquid glue for this, just because it's going to be a lot quicker than using double-sided tape or anything like that. And what I'm hoping, I did do a little test, but what I am hoping is with this thinner paper, being this one here, which is the 160, it's not going to show through. Okay, so there we have our just really basic front cover at the moment, our spine, and then our back there as well. So you could have this at the bottom, but I just thought it looked nicer kind of coming down, and then you've got that nice space under there. So that is the outside for the time being. Again, like I said, I've cut a bunch of this as well. So for the inside, come in, let's just bring it in. For this piece here, I'm going to do a pocket on each side. Okay, so I'm going to just ink blend just the bottom portion of this. I'm going to use a little Kitsch Flamingo, just to, yeah, kind of break that up a little bit. Okay, so I quite like that. I've just done like a little bit of an ombre, but again, by the time we add this piece on there, it just kind of breaks up that little bit from the bottom. So I do like that. So this is going to be a pocket, so we only want to do 3 sides. I'm just going to move my light a little bit. So we only want to do 3 sides. We want to do the sides and this bottom piece. So we're just going to run a bead of glue, and you can see there that I have rounded those edges on there as well. I've done that on a few pieces just for a little more added interest. So it's just helping that bottom bit stand out without sort of bringing it up and maybe having it be a little bit strange. So I've got the same again, whether I look at adding a colour to that as well. This is for the back page. And again then, so we've got that, and then this one here is a pocket as well. So again, we got our covers, and then we got our inside cover pockets there as well. So what I'm going to do now is just whiz through and I'm going to add all of our decorative papers onto our pages. Before I sort of look at any sort of the pages and like the page layouts and things, I'm gonna do this middle section here. I do have all of my pieces for each. Let's just divide them out for all my pieces. So for this right hand side, we are going to do, we've got 5 here, and we're going to do some horizontal waterfalls. So I've got 5 of those pieces, and then I've got a thicker closure there as well. So we're going to need to get our magnets out. So that's that side, and then this side we're going to have 2 separate components. So again, I've got that waterfall style. So this side is landscape, this side's going to be portrait. So we're going to have that waterfall element there with our closure, and then what we're going to do as well, this is then going to turn into a pocket, and then we're going to add this piece onto here, which is going to be closed with that magnet as well. So it's going to be sort of like a 3-for-1 really, because you're going to have a flip out, a pocket and the waterfall, and then this side you're just going to have the waterfall. But again, so I'm not adding that extra page in there, but because we've got that space in the middle, just in here, I want to sort of use it up and utilize kind of having that little bit of space. So what I'm going to do now is go go ahead and now I've got these down, I can start to look at my mats and layers and put in those waterfall pieces down. So I'm going to go ahead and mat and layer those, and then I'm going to come back and we can put that together. Okay, so now I've got all of my pieces to create my first waterfall. So this is a part of it. So these are what I've got out so far. And like I said, we're doing that nice kind of horizontal. And then I got a few bits just to put together here for our magnets. So these, let me just find my ruler. These here measure 7 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then you've got a 1/4 of an inch, sorry, a 1/2 inch lip there to go under. I haven't decorated the underside of it yet. Whether I do decide to do that, it'd probably look quite nice doing that, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that yet. So what I've done is I've already put a piece of double-sided tape along our fold. So I'm going to have this one with the seahorses be my top layer. So I'm just going to do, like I've done with all the rest, a little bit of glue on top of that just to help. And so I'm just kind of moving this just so I can see it. This is where things get a little bit fiddly. So I think that should be fine just there. Grab our beam folder. So there we have our first little waterfall piece. We can lift that up. So let's just think about the order. What I have just realised is I was supposed to put my magnet on this top piece just up here, so I might actually have to just leave that top one blank, possibly. Yes, okay, so I will fix that. So let's just come in with our next one. So let's just do this a pink one. So I thought I'd had that all figured out then, but I needed to do my magnet one first, not last. But again, we can just make that work. We just won't do a photo on that top one. So we're going to fold this over, and basically this line here, this score mark, we're going to butt right up against that. So again, it's just a little bit fiddling with it. And then when we close this down, then you can see a little bit of that pattern underneath, and then each one of these you can lift up. Okay, so there we have our waterfall in, which I am, loving. The only thing I would say is potentially I've made these a little small, maybe, for our photo, but I think it's going to be okay. So then we've got this piece here that basically just came off some of the scraps. So I've just decorated the inside. So this is going to go sort of in here. I think it's going to end up coming right up, but I'm thinking then we had this little die cut topper. I'm thinking then I'm going to be able to hide my magnet behind that. So just let's grab a pencil. So I want to come in maybe around about there, I would say, for my magnet. Just add a nice little blob of glue. And use these small magnets. Just there. And then what I'm going to do is pop my flip-flop just over the top. Okay, so just pop some glue there where my magnet has snapped down, and let's pop some glue onto here, and then we can hide that. So make sure that's pressed down nicely all around that magnet. And then we're going to cover this anyway. We're going to put something on here to add a little bit of decoration. So we might do one of those nice big toppers. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add glue to the back, because we want to get this glued down. So just kind of come forward a little bit. Maybe I could have done with a second magnet on there. But obviously you've got a lot of bulk in that portion as well. But you know, when it's down like that, obviously it's only when it's going to come up. But when it's going to be closed, it's, you know, it's going to be closed, so it's really not going to be a problem. So the next thing we're going to do is the waterfall for this side. So again, I'm going to do all my mats and layers and things, hopefully get everything right for this page, and then we can pop that in, and that's going to be kind of probably the most amount of work in terms of closures and mechanisms and things like that. That's going to be going on in our mini album. And now we're going to get started on this section here. What I think I'm going to do is just do this section of the waterfall and just the extra flap we're going to add onto this page, and then I think I might just go ahead and sort of decorate all the other pages, because it's pretty much just going to be the same, add in the photo mats and things in here. So, and then we can do just a final kind of walkthrough of the whole album. So I have already done my papers and I have put them together because I wanted to make sure that I did it right. This here was obviously the first time I did it, so I thought it might be a little bit easier just to do it off camera, decorate it, sort of talk you through it, so I could make sure that I actually did get it right before gluing anything down, and then kind of realising that, you know, like this, it wasn't going to stay. So this is a very classic. I haven't looked at any designs or patterns. This is just me sort of assuming how to do it. But what we've got here then is a vertical waterfall. So we've got some of this is kind of still drying, obviously that paper's still drying a little bit, but so we've got our sort of mechanism just to hold the whole, you know, kind of waterfall closed. So we've got that piece there, and then we've got 5 of these mats in here. Essentially, again, I think I'll decorate the top bits of these as well. So what I've actually got here is this back piece here. So let me just give you just the measurements for this. So this is one piece, so that's 4 inches by 7¼ inches, and then that's got a piece of patterned paper. I didn't suppose I needed to go right to the top, but so that's got a full piece of patterned paper on there, and then each of these waterfall pieces are going to be 4 inches 4 inches again by 5 inches, and then that then gives us that ½ inch tab in here. And I did the same thing that I did with these, basically put this top one in first, lined it right up to the top, and then the next one down just got lined up with the bottom of that join. I might even, if I've got strips, I know I've got some strips left over, so I'll probably end up adding strips to those pieces on there as well. And literally just did that till I got all the way to the bottom. Then you can see the background, and then I added this piece here. So this piece here is 1 inch wide by 6.5 inches. I scored at 2 inch here. This bit is then glued onto the back. We've got our fold. We've got 2 magnets, so I decided to do 2 magnets instead of the 1. I think this could have done with the 2, but again, so this is where I wanted to make sure that I kind of did this bit exactly right. So we've got 2 magnets in here. We've got 2 magnets just under here, and that is going to keep the whole thing closed. So if you need something that's going to be a little stronger, then yeah, definitely add in that extra magnet. Again, I should have done that on that side, but you know, we learn from our mistakes. So this piece is going to sit here. So now I've got all of this assembled, I'm going to add some tape to the back of this because I want to make sure that this stays in place. So you could just leave it like that. I've literally just remembered that I was going to turn this into a pocket for you to put stuff in there, but I've obviously just glued that straight down. So yes, so that's why I left all this gap here and made this the size it is, because I was going to turn that into a pocket, but never mind, we will just roll with it because this is now glued down. But what I then wanted to do was add a flap here, so it kind of hid that, but then so it opened up, and then you could use this to pop any bits and pieces in that really. So let's go ahead and just add this in since we've got it, or we could add it onto a different page, and we could just leave that page like that, and we could just do some decoration up there. I think I might do that actually instead. Yeah, just add this piece to another page. I think I'm going to do that. So this piece here measures, so we've got 6 inches by 7.5 inches. And then, sorry, so that was 6, what did I say? That was 6, so that's actually 6.5. And then I've just done a 1/2 inch tab on there. So let's add a piece of tape. So obviously this is the first time I've made this book in this size and that, so I'm still just kind of playing around with layouts and how to do things. So if you are making these to kind of sell, maybe you'd pick just one design and just kind of go with that. If I knew I wasn't going to do that, I probably would have done that on the outside, because now when that sits flat, it doesn't really want to sit flat, but that's okay. So let's glue, let's do this. So I'm going to do this right to the edge of the patterned paper, because this is actually the same width as that. The other thing I wanted to do that I just entirely forgot to do was, and the reason then why I rounded these corners is with all these bits I wanted to round the corners. With all of this I wanted to round the corners, but yeah, just completely forgot to do that as well. So I do have a piece of blue paper there, but I'm actually thinking maybe I want to do a different colour because we've got the blue there. So I think I might take this one just to break it up just a little bit. So what I think I'm going to do now is just go all through the album, kind of just decorating, adding my photo mats and things, seeing if there's any, you know, other sort of flap pieces, pockets and things that I want to add, and then yeah, we'll come back and do just that kind of final walkthrough for the album. Okay, so now we're going to do a walkthrough. Now I've done everything actually in this mini album. You will maybe be able to hear my daughter just sort of cooing in the background. She is just playing on her mat while I am filming this. So I already sort of showed you the front, the spine and the back in the video. But what I have done is just created this little sort of topper piece to go on the front. So we used just a strip of the patterned paper, hopefully you can see that there, and then I just took a bunch of the toppers. So these have actually got decorations on underneath, but I just layered them up together. So we've got this lovely scalloped edge one, we had this one here which has got the lovely flowers almost like a wreath, and I did just add some of that pink ink to the outside of it just to help it stand out a little bit. And then we had this topper here in the kit, and it says cause a little bit of summer is what a whole year is about, and that's a quote from John Mayer. I thought that was nice for the front, but what I didn't want to do was add this just in case maybe you guys, whoever is gonna win the album, maybe you didn't want to add this to it, maybe you're going to put something else on the front of here. You've got tons of space if you want to do some text on here. If it's like a family holiday you've had this year, you might want to put like the destination or something. So I didn't want to add this one. It has got some tape on the back of it, but yeah, I didn't want to add it on just in case whoever gets it doesn't want to use it. So that is the front cover. So if we come into this first section, we have got our pocket here, which is where I just pulled this piece from. We had a couple of corner pieces from the toppers that I used just to decorate this piece. So this is pretty much just the same as what you've seen apart from those corners. Obviously then we have got our front cover piece. We have got two photo mats. So we've got 3 different sizes of photos in here. So we've got 3x4s, 6x4s and 7x5. So I thought maybe just having that variety, you know, you've got different kinds of photos. Some of them, you know, you're happy to have smaller, some you might want bigger photos of, and it really just sort of utilised a lot of the space. So these are just backed onto some of the patterned papers and the playing card stock that we had. These I just made on my computer. So I am thinking about maybe making these available for you if you do make albums and things, but you do have the space on the back to add any sort of text, anything that you want to add on there. I've got just one of these toppers, so you can see this is the same topper that I used behind there, so it had that bit of decoration, but you know, don't be afraid to just sort of layer it up if you want to give it a slightly different use. I popped a hole, an eyelet through the top of it, and again then you've got that space on the back to add any journaling with a little bit of string. So on our first page, like I said, using up as much as the space as possible with different sizes. So we've got a 6x4 and a 3x4. We've got a little pineapple here, but what I have made sure I've done is, so these are ever so slightly smaller than 6x4. So when you add that photo in there, you shouldn't be able to see the white, but I have left anything where the decoration is going to overlap. I've turned that into just a little, almost like a little pocket that you can kind of slide your photo underneath. So that's our first page. Again, so I've gone quite simple with the sort of decoration because some of these papers are quite busy. You have got spaces around some of these to add some text. You can add obviously other little bits in here like little stickers and things if that's what you want to do, but really it's just again for those photos. The same with these, so we've got 2 of the 3x4s. So again, your corners here, so obviously this one, because it's matted, so obviously it's a little bit bigger, but I have done it where you can slip those underneath for your photos when you come to put them in. But again, you've got some space in here if you want to add a little bit of white card into here to add just a little bit of text, a little bit of journaling. You can do that. We've got a 5x7, so again the same with our frames, you can slip your photo underneath there. So in the, what you would have just seen in the video is put in this, but I thought since I was going to do a walkthrough, I wasn't going to show you all the kind of decorating and everything that I did with it, because obviously I wanted to do this walkthrough. So what we've got is 2 3x4s, and you'll notice you've got a mixture of landscape and portrait in here as well. So you've got 2 on the front. Open this up, let me just move the album down. So we've then got a 6x4 and a 5x7. Again, all of these, let me just grab that photo back. So again, all of these will sit underneath here, the same with the circle one down there as well, and that circle one just at the top there. We've got the same here, just a nice little pocket, but it just adds a little bit of decoration onto those pages. Again, you've got some nice space around if you want to add some extra details. This one here, we've got a 6x4, but again, you've got plenty of space around here just to add, even if it was just a post-it note, if you wanted to add that into here. It's again, just like a little piece of journaling that you can pop in here. Then we've got a 6x4, a 3x4 and a 5x7. And again, I tried to do the 5x7s on some nice paper as well because, you know, that's really going to be a nice big photo you're going to have in here. And I think it just works really well on an album of this size. Then we come to our middle waterfalls. So you've seen in the video, this was meant to be a pocket in here. And like I said, I would have popped this, if I'd known that I was going to make the mistake of gluing the whole thing down, I would have done it on the outside just to kind of balance the book out a little bit. But again, you've got lovely space in here for journaling. You could probably just write on top of some of these papers as well and still be able to see it. So for here, for our closure, I just added a nice little topper. I just sort of use the toppers as and where I could, and again in there you've got the two magnets, so it does hold down really nicely. And then in this one we have got 3x4s. I did decorate the top and the little strips in here, but yeah, you've got just a nice addition of all of these 3x4s. You could even do 3x4s up here as well, but what you could do if you wanted to was just to add a little bit of journaling for the photo underneath, or equally for the photo that is on top. So lots of space for writing in here, and then that just closes down really nice and securely. The same again with this one, I just added a little strip of cardstock in here. We added one of these toppers, and I did add the extra magnet. I added one underneath here just to really hold that closed. You've seen before that it was just a little bit flimsy, but now it is really good. There's no better time than now. So we've added that. I added just another one of the square toppers to there, just again for all that bit of decoration. And then we have our little piece that will just act as a little tab if you wanted to, but obviously I didn't add anything onto here. Again, you could add some writing onto here if you want to. Again, I decorated the top and those strips. And then yeah, so I could have made these a little bit bigger, the actual pieces here, just so we could have had that little bit of patterned paper around, but this fitted the 3 inches. So I've done the landscapes. You've got a nice portrait set here, a landscape set here. Again, you've got space for journaling, either the top or next to it. And I just sort of staggered the photo placements for these ones just to make it a little bit different. But again, plenty of space for writing. You can add more photos again to these pieces. You could add a photo there if you want to. So again, you've got tons and tons of places for some nice journaling. Then we've got a nice 6x4 with the corner pieces again. I think this sort of changes it up a little bit, adds a little bit of easy decoration. All I did was cut, I think these were just 1 inch by 1 inch squares, and I just cut them on the diagonal. That's how I made those very, very easy. A 5x7 portrait here. Again, you can slip your photo just underneath that. We have got another pocket, so I think I wanted to add an additional piece into here. Since we had the addition of our flap here, I kind of wanted to have something this end of the book that was just an extra piece. So what we've got in here is our pocket. We have a 5x7 mat, and then again just another little tag that was in the book just as a topper. I added a eyelet up there, a little bit of twine, and again you've got a little bit of journaling in there. But again, you can put other things in here if you're using it as a holiday. You could put your like any pieces from the hotel that you've got, your tickets, anything like that can go in here. So on this page we've got 3 3x4s, so again plenty of photos in here to fill up. Another page, we've got a 6x4, 2 3x4s. Again, the space here to add some notes, some journaling. I think that's just as important as having the photos, so you can really kind of remember like what the name of a place was or what it was you did there, the date. So if you're talking about stories and things, you can really come back in here and you know you've got all of the information that you could want. Then on the back page we've got a final 5x7, and then in the back here we've got another 2 3x4s. So this one is really set up much like the front pages. We've got our corner pieces, and then we just have another tag there as well for a little bit of journaling. So that is the full album. I really love how this turned out in the end. I'm glad that I decided to use this Papertree pack instead, this kit, because yeah, definitely I wouldn't have had enough stuff to decorate it with the other one. This is the first album, like I said, that I've created of this size, and I really enjoyed making it. I think I'd like to have a go at doing something slightly different with the pages, just maybe if there's maybe a slightly easier way of doing them rather than having to use kind of the two sheets together. I'm not sure if there is going to be a way, but I would be really interested to try something different. But I really wanted to try creating a big album like this. I love how kind of sturdy it is with obviously that wrapped front cover as well. So yeah, I really love how this turned out. I hope you guys do love it too. And whether I make any more on my channel or not, because obviously the process is kind of the same, it's really just how you decorate it. So whether I would show a full process or just kind of do a walkthrough maybe with a kit. I've got so many papers and things that I kind of want to get through, so I might well just do kind of maybe walkthroughs of decorations. I did say that I was going to give this and 2 other items away if you commented on my previous video. So let's get into revealing who our 3 winners are. So here are the 3 main prizes. I'm going to pop a few other items in just as a big thank you to the winners of this giveaway. So I'm doing this giveaway because I reached 4,000 subscribers. So I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel, and if you haven't, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And yeah, to everyone who watches, who comments, who likes, I might not reply to every single comment, but I do certainly read every single one of them. So yeah, I just want to say thank you. Without further ado, so I have picked the 3 winners. It was just random. I did it on a number generator online, so you know, it was totally legitimate how everybody was picked. So my first prize is going to be obviously this 8x8 mini album, and so the winner of this is Kim Johnson 3256. So congratulations, Kim. I'm assuming that's going to be your name. So yeah, congratulations. I will be sending this out, and again a few other bits and pieces as well, and you can hear Florence just cooing in the background. So prize number 2 is going to be my Christmas folio. I did this in a previous video, so you can go back and check that out. We've got the notepad in here and all of the pockets and that. So this one is going to Maureen Rimmer 2916. So again, thank you so much for entering, and again we're going to pop a few other little bits and pieces to go with that one. And then my 3rd and final prize, you haven't yet seen the tutorial for this, but it will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. This is the post-it note holder that I created, again wrapped and, you know, using some of these tools and things that I used to create the mini album. I really love how this one turned out, and this one is going to Nat's Crafty Corner. So again, I just want to thank everybody who did enter this competition, again everyone who has supported me. The 3 winners of these items, if you could reach out to me either through social media, she is just showing her love and support as well. That might end up being a little bit of background noise that you guys are going to hear, but yeah, if you could reach out to me. So that was Kim Johnson, Maureen Rimmer and Nat's Crafty Corner. Reach out to me through social media so I can grab your address, and yeah, I can get these prizes posted out to you. So that's going to have to be it for this video, just so I can attend to my little one. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up, that does really help to push my content out, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much for watching, and happy crafting.